I want to see your AARP card, Mikey. I don't.
And that's the whole show. Thank you. That's it. Thanks, guys.
I gotta give you a better figure than that one for that intro.
But so, did you see, guys? We actually put the name of the show on it now.
Yeah,
I like that.
Last time,
that was cool.
Yeah, I like the tagline more than anything. That's fabulous.
It was cool. We should tell everybody who
the
Gene
internet
is.
loves it, we probably hate it.
Oh,
Or actually, no, reverse that. If the internet hates it, we probably love it.
gotcha. Well, because now we're positivity because of Mikey.
Yeah,
That's right. It doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt any. Doesn't hurt to be positive.
I don't know, man. It kind of hurts.
I don't know.
No. Well, you know what I noticed?
Let's talk about budgets.
The internet goes. The internet is like a wonderful tool and a horrible thing at the same time. Like it's a blessing and a curse. For some reason, the internet likes to,
I got it.
people like to like. The internet likes to get on things that they, for some reason, suddenly can't stand, and it becomes this big sort of like mass. Like right now, Avatar. Avatar is everybody's favorite thing to hate now. They all talk about how much they hated it.
Sucks, man.
Do we really? But it doesn't. All of these people were like probably raving about it when it first came out. Like
I wasn't.
It's not good enough to suck. It has no impact whatsoever. There are no hardcore Avatar fans out there.
No, but it's
Avatar
fine.
tattoos. It was okay.
Yeah, it's a fine. It's fine. It's
I don't
know if any of you guys watched The Rookie, but they fucking shoehorned it in because it's an ABC show.
I saw that. Yeah.
Where they were like trying to make it like there's a hardcore fan base.
Yeah, I think it's Avatar.
Like it.
There isn't, but it's perfectly fine. Like it's perfectly fine. There's nothing.
Dude, it was nothing but pretty when it first came out.
Yeah, but at least
they've
it's
got
pretty.
Nothing to add. So what?
At
the
least
fuck's
it's
the
pretty.
point?
There is shit out there that's worth hating on, and like
Right.
at least it's a technically wonderful film with like no real plot to it.
The whole idea was that he had new 3D technology.
You
and
throw
that.
you
But what
throw
the
a
fuck is he bringing now?
throw a xenomorph in one scene in the next movie, and everybody's gonna shit their pants and be happy with it. That's all. It's aliens. All it is aliens.
I'll take Alien Xenomorph crossover any day.
That's all. See, that's all it took for him. That's all it took. That's it.
Well, hey, I have guys I went to college with who worked on the first one, and now I have students that my grads from AI that worked on the new one. So I got to support them either way.
Yeah, I mean, it's like there's nothing wrong with the point of it. Is just like, just being entertained is not good enough anymore. It used to be that you could be. It used to be that you could go to a movie and be like, "That was so dumb and it was awesome," and now that's not good enough anymore.
Because it costs like $30 to go to the movies before you eat.
Well,
that's it. You know what movie is good? I just saw Disney's Strange World that came out.
That's a lot of
I haven't
fun,
seen
man.
that.
It's a ton of fun. I took Selby and Bubs yesterday. We went to one of the showings. They had the lights kind of still on, and like Selby's like walking around, watching the movie, jumping, talking, and that's what the theater's for. It's also 30% off, so it's first showing. That's the other reason I went. But and there's a kid down at the bottom who's like going bonkers whenever time there's action on the screen because it's a sensory showing.
Yeah.
And but it's nice to like hear that kid being able to like go nuts and his mom not have to worry about shushing him. and like
Right.
worrying about anybody. And like on the low end of it, Selby's walking around having a blast and like super enjoying the movie. And the movie's fantastic. It's not like amazing, you know, but it's like ridiculously entertaining. It's got a good plot twist. It's visually well done. I didn't want to give it a lot of credit. I was like, Disney Plus, but
Isn't
got
the
a
plot
great
twist
plot
kind of almost like magnified in the actual trailer for the movie? Because I think I know what it is, but I haven't seen the
Possibly.
movie yet.
but then
I mean,
but
are they in a human body?
no,
Yeah,
they are not in a human
Well,
body.
not in a human. Okay, not in a human.
All right, they're in a body of a creature with the white cells and all that crap. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, but you don't really pick up on it till halfway through the movie, like unless you really put some thought into the trailers. But my
exactly.
son,
It's like maybe
but-
you do.
but like Bubs hasn't watched the trailers a whole lot. I showed him like a quick clip, and I was like, "We're going to see this. You're not staying home. You're going to see this too." So, but to watch Sebastian pick out everything in the movie and be like, "This is white blood cells, and this is red blood cells, and this is was cool for for him.
I want to check it out.
It's good.
Unofficial Osmosis Jones sequel.
I do. I own Osmosis Jones. I like them.
It's not
Speaker.
all the way,
Or at least the speaker.
but it's just weird. It's just with
All right, so hold on, guys. Like, let's not jump to yet another thing to talk about before we introduce Gene.
Who's watching
I'm
the
sorry.
show live with the volume on?
Yes.
He pulled it up to check something, and that's why I was
sorry.
looking after that.
Yeah, well, we
It's
just
already off.
adopted
catch up.
Gene
Yeah,
as a
so-
family member immediately. So
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, we haven't even said hi, Gene, our special
Hello.
guest today.
Hygiene. That's something we don't usually talk about.
Speaking of Osmosis Jones, hi Gene.
So I didn't
See, that was our
it makes
segue.
sense that Swit already knew Gene, but as I met him through conventions and I actually met Swit through conventions as well. So that kind of makes sense. But Gene used to like where I met him was when he was hosting panels and shit at conventions, like MegaCon is where I met him. John didn't, because that was before John was actually cool enough to come to places.
Yeah, basically that was before my job allowed me to pay for Chris to do stuff. That's what that was. Mhm. Yeah.
Well, once
Probably-
he started
probably
paying,
2000
he's allowed to come hang out anytime he wants.
Nice. 2012, I think, is probably when we met.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
doing
it's
podcast stuff. Nerd Nation Radio was the podcast. Then we did like indie comic panels, and that led to being asked by different conventions to run other panels. All sorts of nifty stuff. I did stuff for PalmCon, SuperCon, MegaCon, all the Florida and South Florida shows. Because I don't travel too far. Oh, I've been to New York and San Diego, but I was just as a fan.
Right.
PalmCon.
Yes. I think they might still have a con.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Yo, 5 number shuffle.
It's right after. It's right after Fetish Con. Just kidding.
Fetish con.
Hey,
You don't know
I
what
would
the-
totally. I totally.
Oh
go to
yeah,
Fetish
Mikey.
Con.
Yeah, Mikey. Florida, Tampa Bay has Fetish Con every year.
Yeah, dude.
It's
we
all
went
like
this year.
latex and
Yeah,
toys
we
and
were
everything. Yeah.
Florida's weird, dude. Florida's
Bro,
like a
we went
weird
to Fetish
place.
Con. I showed you guys.
Not
a
because of the
picture.
fetish con.
I had Carmichael here in a fucking sex swing.
Nice.
Did it have wheels or no?
Nice.
No, they got me out of the chair.
Yeah, we had to throw him up on it,
Yeah.
but then I banged him
Here, hold
in
on.
front of people.
Hold on.
Nice.
I mean, clothes.
Here,
You like weekend at Bernie'sing him over there?
Look, he's not even in his wheelchair today.
Oh
You
wow, yeah, look
fucking-
at that. I thought we were just
you
showing.
ableist
I
piece
thought
of
we were
shit.
showing our pants off. That's what. Because I have my Yeti pants on. My
Yeti pants.
Yeah, Yeti pants. I don't know if you can see
The
them.
undercarriage cool,
See?
do they?
See, they got little. Big
Oh.
Oh yeah.
yeah, man.
That is the preferred term according to the Wednesday TV show.
It is Yeti. Yes.
It's
Wednesday's
Yeti.
really good. Wednesday's
It
Wednesday's
is.
a blast. It's like the
Yeah,
first.
We literally have nothing fully planned to
Well,
talk about,
no, we
so
ne-
we can.
We never talked about Wednesday.
I know that's what I'm saying.
we
So
never
let's
talked
jump
about-
right in. I
Wednesday's
guess,
the first Tim Burton thing I've liked in a long time.
Yeah, because he managed to make something without Helena Bonham Carter or Johnny
Or
Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Well,
And
because
it's-
he's not
it's-
he's not
they're in
married
there,
to
you
her
just didn't
anymore,
see him.
so he's not.
Hey.
They're just in crowd scenes.
Whoever
Yeah.
he's
They were
involved
green
with, he puts in
scenes.
all of his movies. I mean,
They're
and
so
you
far
can't
away.
blame him. I mean, why not?
Season 2, his wife's one of the teachers, and then Johnny Depp just comes on just to murder her.
Right.
Or he's in full prosthetics as like just a janitor in the background.
Right.
Like
think the
20
last
like
thing-
21 Jump Streeting it.
He's method acting it. He's like
I think the last thing I
Green
really
Pocket,
loved was
Nerd-O-Rama.
Big Fish. I like Big Eyes
Big Fish
too a
was
little
good.
bit, but Big Fish hit me in the right place because of dads and stuff. But
I haven't watched that either.
You know what I want more movies like?
Never
I
watched.
want more movies like the Terry Gilliam movies, like Adventures of Baron Munchausen, and like I just want like even at like I just want more movies in that vein, like
Yeah.
weird ass movies like Brazil and shit people made.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like just because they're like I want to make a movie. And
Well,
it's
that was
gonna
Terry
be
Gilliam
ridiculous.
too. Brazil
Yeah.
was Terry.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I own all of them.
I have. Yeah, he hasn't really done anything since Man Who Killed Don Quixote, I guess.
Get ready.
No.
Looking.
He did,
Um,
was it Doctor? Was it Imaginariums? Whatever it is.
The Imaginarium of Dr.
Oh.
Parnassus.
Parnassus. Yeah.
That was an
What do
interesting
you want-
movie.
Yeah. And he did the Zero Theorem, which I haven't watched, but I have. So because I love his stuff.
What are you looking at that you want to show us, Mikey?
I don't know. I'm looking over at the movies. I'm trying to think if he has any
His
other.
wife's like dancing for him over there. Do your podcast or look at me.
Not today. Not today. We've been talking about money for like 2 days, so we're just kind of like rah, 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 rah.
Fun.
I know that.
So
I know that
Gene,
feeling.
Gene, I was asking you this before we went live, and was told to hold on to it, but I want to get to it because these are always so. So when you were doing your when you were hosting panels and stuff at these cons, did you ever deal with like a celebrity or a creator or something that was just a monster, and like if you ever see him on the street, you'll want to hit him with something heavy, or
You know, I really haven't. Like the
Really?
people I've talked to and the people I've done interviews with, I was afraid once because I did a 30th anniversary panel for Justice League International, and Keith Giffen was going to be on there, and I had met Keith Giffen when I was like 11 years old, and I told him what a big fan I was, and he brushed me off like big time. It was a horrible experience. So now I'm like in my 40s, and I'm going to meet him again, and I'm worried that he's still going to be that guy. But he was amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
see
He
that
was
would
great.
hurt me because I love that's my favorite run of comics ever. Is that
Oh, because it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
those
And-
hearing about that? I mean, I met I think the worst person I ever met at a con, and it could have been the weekend. Sometimes if they have shit weekends or whatever. But James O'Barr was a miserable bastard. And
But wouldn't he be by definition? I mean,
think-
he's sad. He's
probably
a Tim Burton character.
he is.
He's just kind of like,
Yeah, probably. He was like shitty to all the because he did The Crow, so and that's all he
Right.
did really. And all of these little gothy kids walk up to him and they're all talking about how he his work changed their lives and affected him, and he just acted so disinterested in and I'm sure he hears it all the time, and it would get tired. But this is your bread and butter. Like you've done
Right.
literally nothing else. But this you're
I know a few of those.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know a
Yeah.
few
Done,
creators like that.
No,
Ooh.
like a few people who are like their whole fucking income now is just doing concerts.
Right.
Oh no,
Yeah.
dude, I've definitely met some assholes. Like, luckily the cool people that I've met and hung out with are like way outweigh the dicks.
Yeah.
yeah,
But like
exactly.
eventually you run across it. Honestly, probably the worst experience like that. It wasn't at a convention. It was music related instead. Because I used to hang out with people at concerts. But I fucking met like Aaron Barrett from Real Big Fish the first time I met him. What a dickhead that day. But I mean, I've heard everybody else is like, oh, he's so cool. But I mean, he's also a miserable fucking dick in like personally. Like he's like the most miserable human being you'll ever meet if you listen to the lyrics. And he has like frequent-ish drunken breakdowns, when shit's not going his way. So I wasn't surprised, but it was like, I guess just a bad fucking week. It was the same. It was literally the day after I found out that Scotty from the band, like his best friend forever and the only other original member, quit.
Oh yeah.
Like because he had another kid, and he was like, "Dude, we're always on the fucking road, and I'm done." So literally, it was like the next day. And shit, and I was like, okay, now I kind of get it. Like, it's
Yeah, if someone's
otherwise,
having a
I mean-
bad day and that's your one meeting with them, that's
Yeah.
your perception of them, and it could be totally off.
yeah.
I
mean, Peter Mayhew, like I've met, had I guess I have for like a shitload of times, and it was really how bad's his hands right now,
Yeah.
Like if it was like toward the end of a weekend or the like late part of the day, you're gonna get a totally different fucking version than you did like that morning. You know?
Yeah, but you're
Yep.
not up.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
I
he was always
pissed
in
next to
there.
him at one of the Steel City cons.
Did you
I
check
went-
on his nipples?
You know what? I got to tell you, for
So,
science,
Robert,
I
that's your
tried.
dreams.
Well,
I pissed-
he was across from you my first con in 2007 because Peter and his wife Angie were next to us the entire show, and then Mikey was across from me my first show I ever did.
They're
So our
sweet.
first show, we sat next to Chewbacca,
Yeah.
and my buddy Farman like gave him a piece of art of like, you know, Chewbacca laying back with a big old heart on and Leia's like slave girl outfit tastefully draped over it while straddling him.
Oh my.
And his wife's like, his wife looks at it, like looks at him, and is like, "Well, it's not that far off." So you know, to back up Mikey's story, you know, apparently his wife is
They're
I mean,
yeah.
confirmed. She's confirmed that.
For the most part, people are super cool at cons. I mean, you would think they would have to be because you don't. I would imagine if you have a shitty experience, it gets around, and
Right.
nobody's going to come and sign your stuff, and you're not going to make any money off of it. So, but
I
somehow
frequently
you know,
do go up to celebrities and sign their stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Yeah,
I think I've been lucky with celebrities in person that are great people. I mean, even freaking Ethan Van Sciver was decent in person.
you know what the thing is
He's
he's
decent online
decent
too.
in
It's just
person.
when
No,
he's not
he's
saying
not.
fucked up shit.
he's a shit bag. But
Yeah, I mean, like, well, yeah.
I don't think he was always a
In person, he
shitbag
knows
though.
he can get punched.
Something
No,
happened
I
to
think
him. Yeah.
something happened, and I don't know if it was like marital related or whatever, you know. But yeah,
I
something
think it was
happened.
absolutely. It was after his first divorce that he really hit the bottle. And I know this is kind of like the underground type stuff, but there was a comic
Insider
store.
information.
Kind of. There was a store in Boca for a while. It was a really great store, and Van Sciver was doing appearances there. And he was I don't know what it was, but there was some deal where the store was advancing him money for these appearances, and he kind of screwed them over really, really bad. And now there's no longer a store in Boca because he kind of ran him out of business, which
my.
is kind of
Jesus.
sucks. And that's just around the time that he turned and went full, you know, Comicsgate crazy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although
But
I
but
will-
had met
I
him
will-
2 years before that. I'm sorry. I met him like 2 years before that and bought some artwork from him and his first wife. They were awesome. But then after that, he's turned into a monster. I don't know.
Yeah.
I will say I
Brad
was there. I was there for I was there for his him and Mark Waid going after Rob Granito for pirating art.
Yeah.
thing. Like
he was
I
my hero that day.
Yeah, like I was one aisle away from that, and so I'm like looking behind me through the aisle over there, and it's like it was like the best thing to watch in the world.
Where was that? Was that down at
MegaCon.
MegaCon?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah,
Where it was yellow.
yeah. To have two polar opposite people like join forces, like against the common
Like,
artist.
Fantastic Four teamed up with Doctor Doom once or twice. You know, sometimes you have to. You know, sometimes you just gotta
Yeah.
do that kind of
Mikey
shit.
loves that. Loves him some Ethan. Yeah. Sorry.
Loves what? Some Ethan Van
Hey,
Sciver.
you don't like Cyberfrog? Come on.
Like I'm you know how I'm
That's
on
his
like
favorite guy.
I don't know if you guys know this. I'm on like the kick of getting like DC crossovers, like every single issue involved in a DC, even if it's like the tiniest little thing. And I've gotten to like the Dark Knight's metal thing that just happened a couple.
Yeah.
He does an issue. He does one of the artwork in one of the, and I'm not gonna get it. Like I'm just not. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to give that guy any of my money. I just don't.
That's
Well,
where
if,
I'm at with him.
if
too.
you buy it used, he's not getting any
It's
of that
still
money.
like
Or-
even
or you
I
can
don't
pirate it,
actually I don't
like,
even care for his work, to be honest with you. I'm not really.
I'm sure I have it lying around
I
in
mean,
a file
you could
somewhere.
always buy, used like that and support.
Yeah,
say,
it just
your
doesn't
local
even. I don't
comic
know.
shop.
It's like this weird. But
Yeah,
then again, like
I get what you're saying, man.
I have a full run of the Shadow Strikes, which was written by a imprisoned pedophile. So what do I do with those? Do I
right.
shred
You send
them?
just
Do
send
I-
them to me.
Send an
It's
art
Well,
fine.
that guy did a lot. That guy did a lot of books,
He did.
and they were good books. And it sucks. And he did a whole run of Green Lantern that I can't even look at now. You know.
Yeah. It's rough. It's rough when you find out that
It is
these
that
people
whole
are,
like, can you separate the art from the artist thing?
it's
But some
hard
people
though.
can,
To me,
but
it
it's
depends
hard.
honestly, it depends on the thing for me.
Like it's so like John Byrne's a John Byrne's a jerk. Like he's a cranky, miserable. He's just an asshole, but he's not like a criminal.
Yeah, he's not out
you
there,
know,
like
like
jerking off the teenagers or whatever.
He doesn't
Yeah.
kick puppies. No.
Yeah. Like he's a cantankerous old man who's pissed off that he's kind of fallen out of favor, but he's not,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I run into this with people shitting on like Doug Tenable stuff all the time.
Yeah. Well, he's
yeah.
a monster.
He is, but I happen to adore his work, and I'm not talking about Earthworm Jim, but like I literally have over a dozen graphic novels that Sebastian absolutely adores.
Yeah,
and they're good books, and they have good art in them, and so I try to like just mute him on my friends list.
Well, do you ever? I mean, when Sebastian's. I mean, what is he? Sebastian's. How old is he now? Like
10.
10. Okay. Like when he gets maybe a little bit older, you could just sit him down and you could be like, okay, the man who draws those graphic novels really hates gay people. And So
well, I haven't bought anything. I bought so I haven't bought anything in a while.
I mean, it sounds like we're on high horses and stuff, but it's okay to have like.
Well, Mikey, if you're really that offended by, just send all the books that you don't like to me.
I got rid of all the Tenable books.
Yeah, because we know Chris has no problem working with pedophiles.
Tenable and Orson Scott Card. I got rid of all of those books years ago.
Well,
I read Ender's Game before I knew anything about Card. I can't really connect those two things because wasn't Ender quite obviously gay in that book?
I thought so too, and it positively shown as such.
Well, yeah,
right.
There's no way that he would have wrote him that way because he's apparently a fucking.
But I mean, I don't even know if it's like subtle at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought he was.
I mean, I didn't really read it like that necessarily. I mean, I get the outcasty thing. Like there are some parallels, but I mean, I think that's just you guys projecting.
Maybe.
Could be.
You're all like, oh man, I do like looking at butts as well.
Sometimes people, the problem with being a comic creator or an actor or anything that's in sort of a public eye kind of thing is that when you go through things in the public eye.
Yeah, exactly.
Frank Miller's a great
time with
example.
something.
Yeah, 9/11 happened. Frank Miller lost his mind and went on this big long kick about anti-Muslim, all this like just awful. But then you find out later on that he was also very sick with something that they've never really said what it is. He's probably cancer of some sort or something. And he was just going through a lot of shit. And he's since kind of apologized for that dark time in his life and all that stuff. So unfortunately, it's like we as people who buy this material saw this collapse of a person, and it's just like, holy Christ, what happened? So maybe that's like you said, either because they're human beings, and people just go through. It's like when you can have an incredibly wonderful weekend with Xander at a con like we did at Sci-Fi Valley Con, where he's wonderful. He was wonderful to Cheryl. He was wonderful to Zoe. He was a blast to be around. And then a month later, he's beating his girlfriend on video.
Right, he's a fucking maniac.
But it's
Speaking of him, honestly, dude, have you ever seen any of his cameo shit?
He's nuts.
He is fucking insane.
Sci-Fi Valley Con, he was the time he was there, he was level and cool and chill and
the bottle has seduced him.
Chaotic, cocaine-fueled rambling that I've ever seen is any cameo. They're just like, can you say happy birthday to my girlfriend? Her name's Barbara. And he's like, I'm going to sing 5 songs from a thing, and we're going to talk about fucking everything else. And, oh, yeah, by the way, your friend paid for this, Barbara, so happy birthday. 20 minutes later.
Isn't that like Andrew Dice Clay?
His shit was crazy, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. People are...
To speak to what you were kind of just saying, man, I get that they're fucking crumbling in the public eye, and you got to kind of give them a little slack. But there's some shit that you can't fucking put back in, I don't give a fuck how upset, say, Mel Gibson was, but when he started, saying, I hope you get raped by a pack. The Jews cause all the wars. At some point you go, all right, well, that was just some shit he's been holding on to.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
sort of like, whatever you do or say when you're drunk, sure, you can be like, hey, I was drunk, but it just dropped your inhibitions. It didn't make you racist. It just made
You
you
didn't-
say the racist shit you didn't want to say.
Right.
Brings
You
out
didn't,
what you've been hiding.
yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't
Right.
suddenly make something up. You weren't like,
So it's like,
you know.
okay, so 9/11, and maybe he fucking found out that he's slowly morphing into fucking Swamp Thing, because that's basically what he's doing. He's not the green yet.
yeah.
Like, apparently he was great, according to the comic book shop owner that like is trying to get him to come in now a lot.
Who
fucking
Miller?
A few years, like 5, 6, 7 years ago, whatever. I was like, yeah, that's been a while, because when he was on the fucking first Comic-Con cruise that we covered, he was like fucking shuffling around like a fucking zombie, like hunched down, like barely aware of jack shit. And I'm like, yeah, dude, that's a pretty fucking slow decline, but like we're talking 5 years ago now as well.
Yeah.
But like I said though, like at the time, right? Okay, so 9/11 happens and he's fucking finding out bad news, but it's not like that particularly makes you racist, right? Like a whole lot of people saw it and didn't go, well, fuck all the Muslims, that's for damn sure.
Right. Yeah.
So-
like something. I hope somebody didn't just log in right as you said that. That would be really unfortunate.
Right? All
Oh.
they hear is fuck all the Muslims.
It's like, no, you can
There's
explain
that
that.
Chris going off again.
There
Hold
was,
on, we've got that covered. Hang on.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate when you love like it's come to like, I mean, like the Bill Cosby thing is, I know it's been done to death and people have talked about it to death, but that's a great example of
Bill
something
Cosby.
that
He was just playing a little grab ass. No big deal.
Everybody
like-
want a little. Everybody want a little.
but like, how can you
Give him a
sit
break.
there, like the Cosby Show is the greatest family comedy show that had ever been on television. It just is.
Sleep on the couch. That's
It was magnificent. I don't think there's been there was a bad episode of that show from the beginning to the end, and it was something that
I don't know.
everyone-
I can pick one, but
what, a bad episode of the Cosby Show?
I distinctly, as a child, being traumatized by all the guys being pregnant, and one of them delivering a sub instead of a
Yeah,
baby.
that was awesome.
My
That was
God.
so hilarious.
That was hilarious to you. I'm slightly younger, so
Yeah,
4 or
that's
5 year
true.
difference. That's
Yeah.
traumatizing to see, like a grown person delivering a sub.
Man, if I could have a sub that big, I would figure out a way to do it. I would get pregnant right
You're like-
now.
With Cosby, see, if you're a moral person, right, and your heart's in the right place, you have to think drugging women, pudding pops, which is more important to you. And for me, it obviously that. No, wait.
Well,
yeah.
And the other thing you
I
have
mean,
to
for
look
Gene,
at,
he drugs women all the time. So
the other thing you can look at is
I
that
ate pudding pops all the time.
Picking up chicks at a bar, because you're waiting for them
Jesus.
to get, less
well, the
sober,
other thing you look at is like, okay, there's a lot of other people involved in that series. It's like
Right.
So
well, see, for Cosby, it's funny because in that specific instance, it's less of these separating the art from the artist, and like more that one leans more into like separating the character from the actor.
Right.
That's where people have problem because they
It's like
they
Bob
look
Saget.
at him right. And the thing is it's like he has literally said, if you play clean and basically if white people love you, you're in. You can do no wrong. Like you'll never go down for shit. And dude, 30 years of that shit, he like proved it. Because it wasn't like it was never spoken about. I never really heard about it, but it was out there. Like the second you did a search when Hannibal Buress fucking said his shit, and you're like, wait, what? There's like 50 stories out there already on fucking news outlets.
Nobody bought it because
and everyone was like, come on, it's like Huxtable,
yeah.
Yeah. It was really hard. It was really hard for me to deal with Joss Whedon because I was a huge fan. I think I still am. And he did some stuff that was pretty terrible, apparently.
Yeah.
But did he do anything? Did he do anything that was worth like dropping the guy forever for? I don't think so. And kill me for saying that, but
well, no,
yeah, he's a dick. He fooled around his wife. He was an asshole.
Yeah,
he did some stuff. Can I say that on the show, by the way?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I already did, but
Well,
but yeah, it's like
Chris, right? So we let him on. So you're fine.
Yeah, we
Okay.
do. We do. Chris, I'm getting used to how to originally the stuff, sometimes Chris would say things that are shocking, and I would be like, "Oh God, don't say it." Now I just kind of roll past it. Like I act like I didn't hear it. Like I just keep going, and it's easier.
Right, he's
that
so
way.
used to hearing it now.
I am. I'm just
Yeah.
like I just keep going. I just keep
You're like a
okay,
Mexican
and
bro.
roll on to the next thing. Yeah, man.
No,
No,
but
it's,
you,
Same here, I got
Yeah,
COVID.
same way.
yeah, there's a lot. I mean, I have a ton of Joss Whedon stuff. I've got friggin' Dollhouse stuff. I've got all the Buffys, all the Angels stuff.
you're the guy that bought the Dollhouse DVDs, huh?
I've got Dark Angel. I've got Dark Angel too to go kind of in that pack of
Oh,
things.
Dollhouse,
Hey,
the best
Dark-
the best
fucking
Dollhouse
John
episodes
started,
were when
he's
they
gonna
like
start.
flashed into the
was an
future.
awesome show.
And there was only like 2 or
Yeah.
3 of those. Like those were the
Mhm.
best. I was like, that's the show I want to watch, you know.
Well, as a douche, was hot too. But
Yeah,
just
she
got
Yeah,
old.
and Whedon is arguably one of the best writers of our time. I mean, entertainment wise, he's one of the best ever.
I don't. Yeah, I mean,
He's just a shitty person and shitty to work for. But
Right.
that's the thing.
He puts out good content, man. That's all that matters.
Well, I mean, the other thing you got to look at is it's like when people talk about, you know, how many like when people talk about Gene Roddenberry in Star Trek, right? They're like, oh, Star Trek hasn't been great since Gene Roddenberry stopped writing it. Roddenberry wrote 1 episode.
That's the only time it was fucking great, I guess.
No, it's not. It's not because he wrote the pilot episode that was rejected,
That's
and then
called
they
sarcasm.
reworked it with somebody else. He
Right.
didn't write. He didn't write shit. He made.
Right, which
He made
is to say that all the stuff he didn't write sucks.
But like, you know, people put way too many. Like, how many episodes did Joss actually write? You know, how many were written by other people? How many were?
Well, I mean, there's
which-
always going to be a team of writers. Like,
Well, like, okay,
Yeah,
so Dr.
yeah.
Horrible. I still.
There's a
think
show
that's-
runner usually, and it's like the
He
know,
wrote that,
but,
didn't he, with his brother?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, get on him.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I still
Just
did.
because Mikey was in fucking
What was I?
Book of
What'd I
Mormon,
do?
he thinks he's all
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Just because you do one stint on a successful musical on Broadway, you're like,
you know,
yeah.
I can't help it, man. I can't help it. I'm riding those Book of Mormon residuals until the end of time.
Well, that's what happens when you like warm hugs.
That's right, I do. I do. I like warm, awkward hugs though. That's why I'm different. I'm different.
Is that why
from-
you get it from behind?
Like,
That's
well,
why.
no, it's like there's a point where a hug has gone on a little bit longer than it should have. Those are my
And that's
favorite.
That's the
sweet
Mikey
spot.
special.
That's
the
right.
sweet
I
spot.
feel like it's one of those games where there's a gauge going back and forth.
That's right.
And he's like hugging, waiting for it to hit that point. He's like
Every
a little
person's
too
different.
long.
That's right. Every person's different. You got to feel them out a little bit. Like you can tell because you start to feel them pull away, and that's when you hug them a little harder, like a little closer. Like
Right.
That's
And
how
you whisper
friendship
something
began.
Sweet in their ear,
was
like
9/11 an air
Oh,
simulator?
I'll bring it back.
I don't even know what that means.
Demolition Derby crossover.
and then
I don't
you
know. Sean's
Mikey,
Irish, so he may.
don't
you
forget
know.
that when you have to pull them back in for that hug, you got to whisper something sweet and nice in their ear, like
And then bite their
like
earlobes.
like
Sean's out
different
there
when
in
you're awake.
Europe right now, or wherever he's from.
the UK.
He's in the UK. or whatever.
The UK. Oh no.
Adam's
No,
not
no,
here.
no.
Somebody's got to pick up the torch.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, we got
that's
we got to do
cool.
it up for Adam.
I was hoping for some I was hoping that Gene. I'm a little sad that you didn't have a story like I had to pull Margot Kidder out of a puddle of her own vomit.
Make one up.
Oh,
Make one up right now, Gene. Give
Actually,
us something juicy and negative.
I do have a great panel story. And it wasn't someone being terrible, but it's
Yeah.
a great story. My first panel, there's like the room's supposed to fit like 80 people. We have like 110 in the room. It's nuts because we pushed the hell out of it. It's an indie comic panel. I'm announcing the 6 or 7 people that are going to be like talking, and the one guy, a good friend of mine who was an artist, has a panic attack on stage and just leaves the room, just walks out and goes away. And I was just sitting there stammering. I didn't know what to do. I've
Right.
been on my first panel for 5 minutes, and a guy just leaves. And
What?
so, luckily, well, he just had a panic attack.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
were there like other people you could just kind of throw to?
Well, that's the funny thing, because there was a guy in the audience. One of the people in the panel said, "Hey, my friend is an indie comic guy," so we pulled him up, and that was Juan Navarro who saved the day, by the way, from Creature
Juan.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came up and saved the day, and it was a great panel. It turned out great, but I kind of think I might have soiled myself right on stage at that point.
Right.
pretty
you're
messed
like,
up.
what
That just
Good
adds to
idea.
the spectacle. That's all. They're like, we got a great panel, and we watched someone shit themselves. It was like a twofer.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's the icing on the cake.
It's like,
That was amazing.
Oh no
But,
face.
Yeah, wow.
Actually, I have a story about someone I wanted to kill on the podcast. I was doing it with this guy. The first couple of years I did the podcast, I had a host who is no longer with us. So, I'm not trying to talk bad about him.
No,
But,
you're allowed to.
That means you win.
Howard Chaykin told me that once
What
somebody
the
is
fuck
dead,
is he
he can
gonna
say
do
whatever
about
the fuck you want about them.
Okay, so I was with this girl and we went on a cruise. And after about a year and a half, 2 years of doing the show, he was going to host it by himself. So I went on the cruise, and of course you can't listen to stuff there because there's no reception out in the ocean.
Yeah.
We come back, we're driving home from the Space Coast to South Florida, and I'm listening to the show, which I had projected as a PG show. So people like to listen to it with their families or whatever. I don't know. It was bullshit. But he starts talking for about 45 minutes about a blowjob he got in the Toys R Us parking lot. And I'm listening to it, and it's too late to do anything because it aired the night before. And I'm losing my mind as I'm driving home, getting more and more mad. Yeah. Toys R Us is where you go to pick up the chicks. No, but by the time I got home and called him, he ended up I ended up firing him from the podcast. I guess that's something you can actually do is just tell him to go away.
That's so they have
Not here. But.
Don't give them any ideas yet. Yeah, because I kind of just got here a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, so I was kind of tripping out. I mean, not that I mind talking about stuff like that,
He's
but
faking it with the wheelchair usually.
aha.
You don't know this, but I'm tap dancing here.
No, it's like Professor X. Sometimes he can, sometimes he can't. It's just,
Right.
I can
depends
always
on
do short distances.
depends on who's writing it.
Yeah, I feel you. I actually lose balance sometimes. So on long trips, I have to use a wheelchair too. So don't listen to these guys.
Oh, yeah.
It's cool.
You guys cleaned up the background a
That's
little
how
bit.
steady it was. What?
Did you guys clean up the background?
Yeah, that's his actual background right now.
That's the
I was gonna say,
actual
you guys cleaned shit up a little bit.
I did. I was like, let's get this fucking presentable. Fuckface.
Oh, I like the Japanese Star Wars poster. That's awesome.
Right.
I want one. I don't have
And
a
he
Japanese
still has
one.
a couple of Superman items. So
He does. Not as much as the other one, though.
Old Johnny Smallville still here.
Oh my god.
So I walk out there,
Mm-hmm.
and Connor and Liam are taking a bath, and I hear them talking about how if they both peed in the tub, how they'd be taking a bath in each other's pee. And it wasn't negative. I don't know what was going through.
They were like, hey, it's awesome. We could be bathing.
I just had that conversation the other day.
Right.
Wow.
So
my boss at work gave me an Amazon gift card for Christmas, so I was like, so I bought the 2 Jack Kirby Absolute Edition Fourth World things, and they're like
Whoa.
30 pounds a piece.
When they come in, he'll show us.
Yeah, he will.
But what's that?
Did they already come in?
They are, yeah, they're here. They're on the shelf, but
You
I'm
wanna show it?
purposely
You wanna show 'em
no. I'm purposely not doing it just to spite you. But I never read a
You
ton of
looked
the
over.
Fourth World stuff because I'm
purposely
just
not-
getting my appreciation for
showing us.
Kirby now at the age of 49.
Dude,
I couldn't
have a
appreciate
banner for
Kirby.
Mikey
For a
showing
while.
So
But-
speaking of buying stuff,
bonkers.
Gene is selling a bunch of really cool old comics. Pretty friggin'
Are
cheap,
you?
to be honest. He is.
Oh yeah, on my Facebook page, it's just Gene Hoyle, and it's a public page. I'm selling a bunch of stuff for for basic necessity type purposes, but
You have
your
like a
Batman
folder
fan-
for them, correct?
I did. I took it down because I'm repricing stuff. So right now it's just on my profile page.
Gotcha.
eventually-
I was gonna say if you make an album, link it under the comments and shit on this, and that way. People
Oh,
can
yeah.
find it.
Yeah. But it's
Yeah, he's
it's
got
like
really cool shit. To be honest, go ahead.
some early Byrne Claremont X-Men stuff, some Spidey stuff. Neat shit.
Yeah,
That's very cool. I'm going to look at it right now. Because
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
that makes for
old
riveting
comics.
content. That's all right. I'm squeezing
Yes.
blood out of my finger because I can.
You should go through my other Facebook posts where I whine and cry about stuff and just read them, like for the rest of the show.
Really?
Yeah, we.
Oh,
no,
they're great.
No, not really.
Why?
Here, I'll read some live.
Let's get into character.
Let's find every single sad down post for each of us, and we'll read them all.
I'm an oversharing type guy, so I always post on Facebook
Come on.
like
Yeah.
like my nuts itch, it's terrible, I'm dying, and stuff like that.
Well, Mikey sometimes posts that shit about budgeting and his wife, but then he always takes it down.
Well, when I get really, really mad, I realize that I probably shouldn't. Shouldn't have that up there.
Yeah, but that actually just shows that you're like an actual, real human being, and not.
Yeah,
just,
but I love her, and I don't want to. I don't want to.
Well, in fairness, it is hard for you to leave that shit up. Like, I could post something, about arguing with my wife if we ever argued. We don't. We're perfect.
Yeah.
But if I did,
wait, hold on. It wasn't clear.
I mean, no, me yelling at her about shit's not really an argument. She knows her place. But but I'm just saying, if I put something up, I wouldn't have like 50 girls like fucking our quote unquote 49-year-old Mikey,
right?
Fucking swarming, going like, your wife's a bitch, you should drop her. Hey, anyway, we should get some coffee, Mikey. Hey, what about that date you never took me on, Mikey? Oh yeah, your wife sucks. Oh, you're not. Oh, were you allowed out of the basement long enough to post this?
Yeah,
like, dude, it's non-fucking stop.
Mikey Wood, not even his porn name. This is actually his name.
I just, it just. I don't know what I do. It just
Dude,
happens.
it is non-stop. If he fucking puts a crack in the door at all, like, oh, my life's not perfect. They're like, oh, you didn't get the right kind of coffee grounds at the store? That's because your wife sucks. You should totally like, every fucking time, man. Like, there's so many chicks that dump all over Mikey's jock.
Yeah, that's
your cousin is all up on Mikey's jock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
they want that Book of Mormon money.
They do want that Book of Mormon money. You're right.
It's understandable.
At least he's humble, right?
It's funny because now he looks more like Josh Gad than Josh Gad does.
Josh Gad does, yeah.
Why? What happened to Josh Gad? Did he get?
Well, remember, he got bigger again because you were like, oh, you think I'm skinnier Olaf or whatever? I'll take it. Like he got huge, man.
He did, yeah, he did, didn't he?
And so it's like you could walk into a room together and you'd be like, yeah, this is my fucking uglier older brother. I'm Josh Gad, and people would be like, can you sign this?
He's on that show that I've never watched about like the space cruise ship or whatever it is, and I don't know if it's any good.
The Galactic,
like Avenue S or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I watched the first episode. It's okay.
Yeah, I don't know any. You know that's funny. Another thing that bugs me. Today's Mike's airing.
Yeah, this is just Mikey's rant day.
Yeah.
So
No.
This is what you sign on for.
The internet people on the internet have been.
We don't ever know what's going on.
Internet people have been pissing me off lately. It's like somebody was like you see when somebody advertises something, and I know like a movie or a TV show, and I know better not to look at the comments, but I do. Anyway, right. You get these guys who are like, yeah, I got 2 minutes into it and turned it off. I got 10 minutes into it.
Stop having fun. That's all I read.
Well, yeah, but like, how can you know anything about something after 2 minutes? Like, how can you like develop a hatred for something after 2 minutes?
Fuck this title sequence.
Yeah.
Like, this thing's
or
like,
even after 10 minutes. Like, it's like, yeah, I watched
these trailers blow.
I watched 10 minutes of this and it was enough. Like, all right, well.
Yeah, as soon as it's like directed by, they're like, "Fuck it, I'm out."
They're like, "Yeah, that's it. You know, people just forgot. Well, there's this Indiana Jones Facebook group that I think I'm dropping out of because they're idiots, and they're like, the new trailer comes out, and they're like, what do you think the MacGuffin is? And it's like it's in the fucking title. And they show it in the thing, and they're like, yeah, well, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't show it that quickly.
And I'm Indiana like, Jones movies are famous for not naming the fucking movie after the goddamn thing.
It's like people have forgotten how to watch these things. Like they don't understand how these things work. Like the Raiders of the Lost Ark trailer shows the Ark in shadow for like half of the trailer, the original first trailer. They show the Crystal Skull and the Crystal Skull thing. He is in the Temple of Doom in the Temple of Doom trailer. Like, like it's not like secret. There's not. I mean,
they wouldn't do the thing they've been doing since the beginning.
I'm just losing. I'm just losing it. The internet's really getting to me. I'm cranky. I'm cranky today.
You're old.
You're on the right show.
Yeah.
Brother.
Well, so Jeremy, my buddy, Jeremy Fitzpatrick also was bitching about the same people as you are because he was super excited when he saw the fucking trailer and he's like it's a new record. It took like 2 minutes before somebody came on and just shit all over a thing I just said I love.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Your buddy. He's your buddy.
Yeah.
That's right. He's my buddy. He's Swit's buddy too. They're Ghostbusters together. They busted ghosts.
We've busted.
None of them bust
And
anything.
they busted. They busted and made them both feel good together.
You know what's funny?
like, if I'm
I
not
have
busting
to
it out, it's not worth doing. You know what I mean?
because I'm a nerdy guy who is diabetic and a bunch of pounds overweight. I have to dress like a Ghostbuster. It's a rule. So I
Yeah.
have to, I have to get the I have to get the jumpsuit and things. I got to do that.
I need to as well.
It's
but
that
I
or-
don't
it's
have
that or
Mikey
babe.
Wood money. You know.
It's that or Baymax. I mean, your options are Ghostbuster, Baymax. That's about
Baymax
it.
would be easier though. Wow, Baymax. I
Man.
didn't even think about Baymax.
Talking all that shit, coming out swinging.
I'm gonna be like
He's like-
Baymax.
Fuck you, fat boy. You're Baymax.
That's right. Fuck you, round boy. Yeah, right. You're right. No, I mean I'm limited. Like I could be the penguin. If I shave my head, I could be
Stay
the
puffed.
penguin.
You can be fucking.
Stay
I
puft.
don't want to be any of those people.
You could be
So-
Barf. You could be Barf.
So hey,
Space-
Gene, I'll buy that
Spaceballs,
Night
Barf.
Cries off of you. I'll buy the Batman Night Cries graphic novel off of you. If you're still selling.
Oh
it.
yeah,
Yeah, man. What'd
yeah,
you 15 plus 6 shipping, it said?
I think so. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, because I don't have that.
I know, Mikey's-
Yeah. If
All right.
you-
Well, that one's not available anymore for our viewers.
That's right. I'll take it. What's
Thanks, Mikey. We just lost a viewer.
yeah, what's
They were like,
is it PayPal or something, or how are you doing it?
PayPal or hold on. Let me check. I have all the others like Zelle and you want to do this here or you want to do this like after?
Take it
off.
offline.
Just like private message me or something. and I'll
Just
get it to you.
tell us your credit card number,
No,
Mikey.
It's
Yeah.
like a telethon.
Hold on, wait.
1, 2, 3.
I got $10. Right, 15.
That's right. Oh, we should do that. Let's have a Gene Hoyle telethon. Let's get rid of it.
We could do a telethon.
I've been
with
trying to
Gene.
sell a pile of BPRD stuff that nobody's buying off of
Hey,
Amazon.
Swit. I know a guy who likes it. Swit.
No, I sold all my individual issues off. All I
You're
got
like,
was
"Fuck you, that's the stuff
graphic
I
novels,
sold."
and
That's what
if
I
it's
want.
graphic novels and hardcovers, yes, but otherwise, no. And that's only
Right.
because I haven't bought graphic novels or hardcovers in like 3 years.
I'm selling some. Well, let's do that. Let's make this a sales show.
It's like going home shopping.
I gotta
I
get
have
you on. I gotta get you on Messenger when I'm in front of my bookcase,
Yeah.
and I'm like, from here on, I'm missing.
I have. I pulled them out because they're already
This
in the
show is
omnibuses. So
insane.
why do I need the little hardcover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. I'm gonna duck out for a second. I'll be right back.
God damn
All
it,
right.
Gene!
He's got to go get an
30
invoice
seconds.
for you.
Sean wants free shipping.
Sean,
It's not that
free
much
shipping.
going
Free
UK,
shipping to what's shipping to
Ireland?
Ireland these days?
Like $15.
Yeah, it's like 18 yeah.
I get Transformers. I get my buddy from the UK gives me Transformers.
More
It's
than
like
meets
$15
the
plus
eye.
free shipping.
I had a friend buy me a figure in the UK, and instead of shipping it, he like waited till Transformer Con was in Chicago, and he flew, and then had another guy ship it from Wisconsin in the States, just so he didn't have to deal with international shipping.
Transformer Con.
Yeah, TFCon. There's also BotCon.
Are they? Are you going to be attending those for us?
I would.
When
if
are
I could
they? I
afford
didn't know
it,
when
if
they
I could
are.
afford it. You know what? I think BotCon's going to be in.
Let him talk. What? When are they?
I think BotCon is in Orlando next. Let me check.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Well, I'm just curious, man. I'll reach out. You know.
BotCon
bot.
is not BotCon. Hold
Gene,
on.
do you do
BotCon.
any of the cons
There's an-
anymore these days?
There's a who me?
Gene, I was saying.
I actually haven't been to a con since probably 2015. I had in 2016 I had a brain aneurysm that blew up my head and all that crap.
Right. Yeah.
So
I
I'm-
didn't know if you had been since then.
Yeah, since then I have not been to a con at all.
Like,
I
not
want
even
to.
as an attendee.
No, I think that's not true. I think I went to GamerCon, which was a thing with my kids for in maybe 2017 or something. But I was just walking around. But I
Yeah.
want to. It's just money being an issue, and it's just me and the kid now because I'm not with my old lady anymore. So time is an issue.
Oh, right,
Right.
right.
Yeah.
So
I'm
depending
gonna
on
start
exactly
crying on
what,
the air.
Oh no, I haven't been to a. Well, no, that's a lie. I went to one con since the pandemic, and
You went to
they
Steel
have.
City.
Yeah, they have. I
They're
went to
three times a year.
You missed it.
Three
didn't you?
River. Well,
You not
yeah.
miss
Oh
it?
God, did you hear the reports out of Steel City this weekend?
You went to get
Like-
No, I missed it.
yesterday and today, people
yeah.
couldn't walk. It was wall to wall people.
That's where
And-
you should be hanging out, Mikey. We're gonna start sending you specifically.
Nah, man, I can't do that. If I go to a con and I can't,
You won't even be
get
allowed
anywhere,
in the basement.
Yeah, I mean, if I go to a convention and I can't walk anywhere, I
Yeah.
can't.
Me neither.
I hate it.
Bitch.
Oh, I get it. Different reasoning.
Well, yeah, because you're dragging that giant schlong and you don't want people stepping
That's
all
right.
over you. I got
That's
it.
right. That's exactly.
Now,
it.
Tennis Con, Mikey would
Yeah.
pull all kinds of
Mikey would be king.
I don't know, man. That makes me uncomfortable.
What does?
stepping around some
Fetish
guy
con?
trying to get
Dude,
Finishes.
it's literally just what it felt like was a couple vendor rooms and a bunch of people walking around in like very adult cosplay.
Yeah, I hate to disappoint all of my female fan base, but I'm very, very, very. I'm just white bread, man. I'm like very,
He'll give
I'm
you
not
18
into. I'm not
inches of
into
love
like the
and 3
weird
inches
stuff.
at a time.
I'm just not into the weird stuff.
Yeah, but here's the thing, man. People have different definitions of weird stuff.
Thank
You can
you.
be like, I'm not into weird stuff. Just, ripping ass into fucking gas masks or like fucking double fist him in the ass. You know what I'm saying? Like just the normal shit.
Yeah, that's
sanitize after.
like I like being I like getting a knuckle in the eye once in a while, but other than that,
I just like it when my wife spits in my mouth. It's normal, whatever.
Call me Nancy.
Yeah.
I'm
just regular vanilla shit.
I'm a
If
big
nobody
fan.
dies, it's not weird.
That's
Like,
yeah,
are we
right.
talking millennial vanilla where it's like, I mean, yeah, if I got ate two dudes' asses last night, like,
No,
You
I'm
know?
talking like Haagen-Dazs, rich,
line. Hold on.
high in milk fat, with the where you can see the beans. It's so vanilla, but yeah,
Like
no.
French vanilla,
Yeah,
you're like,
you know.
I only like to eat Snickers bars because of the dick vein. Like,
That's
you would.
right. That was okay. You don't make me laugh very often more than you make me go, oh God, but that was good. That was funny. I like that one a lot. I'm gonna use that. But I'll give you credit.
Okay, all right.
I'll say it in a room, I'll make everybody laugh, and then I'll say, copyright Chris Zagroza. Copyright
No,
2022.
I've actually seen you like use the shit that's been said in this as an individual post on your page. So
Yeah, pickup lines.
we
and
know
shit.
you do it. We know you do it.
That's right. I do.
You're always like, I didn't take it out for air, Cheryl.
That's right.
And that's me.
Right.
That's all.
I don't know. Like it's a good time to be alive, gents. And it's I know day-to-day stuff isn't always easy, but
Isn't every day a good day to be alive?
it is, man.
I don't know, man. I've had
Some
I've had
days.
some shitty ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't post about them on Facebook, but I've had some.
Yeah.
You've had some
That's
shit. Yeah. Well, I do.
that's
I
just,
post about things on Facebook.
He's got.
I
he's
post
got
all
an
of them
image
on
to keep.
Facebook.
Yeah,
I fucking overshare sometimes. I
I
refuse to get into like the whole political fucking discussions and all that on my Facebook because I like to take it
Yeah.
light. And then, but
Yeah.
sometimes I keep it light by being like, I want to put a gun in my mouth, guys. Let's chat about that.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Not me. I'm like, so here are my thoughts on AI art.
Which, by the way,
Oh,
I hard agree, buddy.
I
Yeah,
had
it's weird. It's weird.
John Boy Myers unfriended me apparently over that. I was like,
Who?
"Ooh,
Go
no."
ahead, give me the quick idea of your view because I think we might be close.
So, in a nutshell, I think if you're going to use it, you should post that you're using it. Just like you shouldn't be like, if I do digital art on a Wacom with Photoshop, it should be like, I did digital art with AI. I feel that corporations are going to ruin it. They already are. There is corporations who are, they're literally like buying up tons of like stock AI art and filling their stock reserves for stock websites. And and literally agencies aren't even doing the digging on it. So they're buying the stock photography for shit.
Yeah.
Honestly,
and
I'm not
so-
even mad at that because like it's sometimes hard as fuck to find some fairly specific stock photography.
Well,
So using this as a tool, like you say, is good, right? It's
when
like,
you, like
cool, I want an Asian guy on a fucking laptop looking at tentacle porn, and I want it
Well,
to be slightly visible. and
you
I want
see
him to be in
like
a suit,
you can't get 102.
and I want him to be in a suit with no pants, and boom.
Well,
you
I
can
mean,
find AI.
If,
Like,
if it's any consolation, I just had to look up who John Boy Myers was, but I know what AI is. So,
Yeah.
Like I don't know the
Well,
fuck that guy.
but like, you've seen Barrett Bigger's art over at the comic conventions. Maybe not. Fantastic artist. He's the kind of guy who does like silhouettes of one thing that are filled with another thing that looks like the thing. Kind of like when you see the fucking waterfall bathroom in Goonies, and you're like, it's a skull, but it's a bathroom, but it's a skull.
Right.
Anyways, but he uses AI to generate and brainstorm ideas, and then he totally reworks those into his pieces. That's a good reason to use it.
oh.
Do you remember Toddlebin doing Swamp Thing?
Yeah.
And fucking and his eyesight's down to like nothing.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being an artist? Can you imagine being an artist and uploading your body of work and then being able to prompt art out and still produce?
I'll upload my body
in your style because you know how to prompt.
In your style because you've run it through stable diffusion, and you've literally made a Toddlebin, that's just yours under your version of it. But you can produce art still. Or I know a lot of writers who are shitty artists, and they want visuals from here out here, and so they can literally prompt scenes.
Right, like I used to draw, and my fucking hands are garbage now. I just can't.
Yeah,
I haven't been able to for years.
I used to run.
I've seen the AI program produce like the AI thing has produced images that I would never in a million years be able to do. If I practiced and if I learned every single thing, I would never be able to do it. It creates
pause
some
for
beautiful,
1 sec.
beautiful shit.
This is the longest nutshell we've ever gone.
No, I mean, I feel like
it's good as a tool. Let me see if I sum it up right for you, Swick, because I want to make sure I'm reading your stance right anyway. So it's good to use as a tool. It's not theft. You can't copyright your fucking style anyway, and corporations are going to fuck it up. But it's still good for a tool. Where it'll still be good no matter. You can't get rid of it now.
That's where I lose. That's where I diverge a little bit from Steve's thing because, like he mentioned very specifically, like an example, all those guys that like did a bunch of shit that looked like Calvin and Hobbes.
Well, hell, Scotty Young comes out he wasn't the first to do that style, obviously, but he got very popular for it, and then a million people started fucking. Dude, honestly, you guys both have been artists at fucking cons, so you already know. It's literally like,
but I suck.
Hey, that guy just started selling shit. Fuck it, bam! Everybody's doing that same style. Well, it's hot.
I mean, I can speak from experience. Like, I was doing chibi style back in 2006,
right?
Because I'm a shitty artist, and chibi style is easy to do, and the less detailed your work is, the less people pick it apart. So I've got chibi stuff from 2006, but as a mashup T-shirt artist, most of my popular designs are like I have a Calvin and Hobbes design.
Yeah,
I have it's literally lifted from kind of the look and feel of Hobbes like smashing through the front door and hitting Calvin. You know what I mean? But it's Hobbes as Deadpool, and I have a version of Calvin as Hydra Bob, and I have a version of him as Cable. But it's all done in Waterton style, and I researched how to do like the background stones and everything, and when doing it, but it's still me producing work that is in a style.
But like
that's
full
not
disclosure,
mine.
Because I love you, I fucking hated it because it's not yours.
Fine.
It's not yours, but you made money off of it, so okay. So who am I? Who am I?
Yeah.
I cannot like it, but you're making money off.
He's like, you're a fucking sellout.
Well, the reason I made that shirt was I wanted a version for Sebastian, and I bought that shirt. But the only way to buy the shirt is to put it up, and it's nice to make back some money for the effort you put in to make something like that. I didn't put it out there to make money because honestly, come on, TeePublic's $2 a shirt when they're on sale. You don't make McDonald's you don't make 4 for $4 money for Wendy's off these shirts.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I thought it was clever, so I like being like, hey, it's a clever idea. Now, if I wanted to make money off of it, I'd put it on Nito Shop, I'd jack the price up, and I'd drop ship it. But all my T-shirt designs have ever been less about money. I mean, I have Scud prints and shit I did. Who knows who Scud is? So I did all my stuff for fun, not for that. But
yeah, I mean it's different. See, like doing that kind of stuff. It's different than what that guy Nate was doing at the con, where he was literally taking people's artwork off of DeviantArt and tracing it with a light box and selling it as his.
that's
different.
art theft. Yeah, and
Right.
it's because he's taking original art
Right.
and he's keeping it consistently.
One is style theft because it is, and the or like one's
It's a derivative.
Right,
derivative
but the
stuff,
other
right?
one is just straight up
Yeah.
art theft. Like
Correct.
there's a difference. Like when somebody does a song in the style of the Beach Boys, or somebody does a song, you know,
That just makes it unoriginal. It's not really theft.
or even the idea might be original and it's clever and it's cute and there's a place for it. But the reason it's cute is because it's Bill Watterson, not because it's Deadpool and the reason it's funny is because it's Deadpool or whatever, you know. Right. But so that's a weird sort of gray area when it comes to like mashups and fan art and stuff, which people do a lot. When you're stealing people, so that's where the AI thing is so like.
Well, and there's two sides to it because there's the AI, there's like the profile picture one where it may be taking art and basically deep faking your face over to them.
Yeah.
And then there's like Stable Diffusion where, you know, there's an artist and she's pissed because someone took all of her art, ran it through it, made a filter with her name, and now it can spit out art left to right and she doesn't get paid on it.
Right.
But it's also not her art, not her content, and it's nothing she's done.
Didn't actually put time into making it.
No, it's a style like hers. Now
Right,
you could it's a style, but you can't copyright a style. I mean, freaking Nick
Brad, man. Who every piece of art was inspired by somebody.
Yeah, look at Nick Bradshaw is heavily inspired / derivative of Art Adams because he's such a freaking fan. He learned, you know,
right, but he doesn't like me personally. Doesn't get my money. I don't like. I know. Oh God, if anybody from Pittsburgh is listening to this, I'm going to get written off completely. Not that I have any position of, but like Tom Scholey won't buy it. There's already been a Jack Kirby. I've already seen it, and I'm just getting like I won't. There was a guy who drew. Oh, what was his name? I can't remember, and I think he's passed away. And I feel shitty for saying it, but because.
No, you don't.
There's a guy named Mike Wieringo, and there was an artist that basically ripped off Mike Wieringo, and did like G.I. Joe for a little bit. I can't remember what his name was, but you look at it and it's like this is Mike Wieringo. It's everything about it is Mike. So I won't.
But if you go back long enough in comics, look at early Neil Adams. That's John Byrne, or you know, it's and look at Phil Jimenez, who I think is amazing, but it's George Perez.
It's George Perez, right?
And but they do eventually. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no! Everyone apes. Everyone learns from the people.
You would not have content if you weren't allowed to start out looking like somebody else.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's the point. I think is, people don't understand the technology either. They think that like someone's going to steal my style, and it's like, no, that's not how Google Image works.
Inspired by your work. That's the way you.
Like, and to steal your style, someone literally has to go and pick all the images that you put on the internet for public consumption, not that gives people a right to steal them. But once they're out there, they're for public use for whatever. You know what I mean?
Me as an artist, I would rather somebody look at my stuff and go, "Hey, that's really cool," as opposed to, "Hey, that reminds me of this guy. Hey, that reminds me of this guy." There's a point where somebody was like, "Hey, that reminds me of Jim Mahfood," so I immediately stopped doing anything that I thought might have looked like Jim Mahfood.
Oh, I love Jim stuff too.
Yeah. Jim stuff. I don't need to draw like him. There's already is one. There already is.
But there's also Jim Mahfood here at the beginning,
and now
Jim
which is
bonkers.
Yeah, but sometimes a specific look really fucking makes a thing work.
Well, like my favorite artists are like Alex Toth and Dave Mazzucchelli and I don't draw anything like them because I never could. I never could unless I really straight up try to. You know,
I couldn't
like Howard Chaykin
can do it unless I actually.
I actually tried to do
unless
it.
I whole-assed it.
Unless I whole-assed it.
Put one foot in front
Although
of the other.
Mikey and Swit, like you guys are both like not the same style at all, but both incredibly fucking talented artists. You know, and the thing is, you have your own styles.
You think so? Nobody at the cons thought so. So that's why I don't do them anymore. couple cons that I did really, really well in one year, and then after that, it just was like.
They're like, he
So-
looks just like this asshole I bought from last year style. His name was Mikey Wood.
Yeah.
You know
No,
what?
I mean, there was a while there where everything, once the Marvel movies came out, it was independent shit was screwed. Like everybody, all they wanted was Marvel related shit. All they wanted was, or Harley Quinn, or Deadpool, or Negan. Like all these characters. Like that's the best and worst thing that ever happened to comics was when they went mainstream. It was the best and it was the worst because you know, I liked it. It just felt like, I don't know, if maybe I'm getting a little bit like, maybe I'm getting a little hipster and I'm just like, oh, I like Pearl Jam before they were cool or whatever. But like once comics went mainstream, there was something was lost from it. Once people who were never, you know, I don't know. I felt so.
I don't know if I agree with that.
No? Okay. Well, I mean, I think
because,
comics as a whole creatively right now are incredible.
I'm saying, Artist Alley specifically, I think hurts from it because, fan art. I mean, if it wasn't for fan art, I couldn't have done shows for a decade and a half because I started doing shows as Spud Monkey and with Port City Underground and our artist group, and I tried doing shows and I tried being like, here's my condiment characters and they're hilarious and buy them, whatever.
I really did actually like that.
But it's milk and cheese though. Like
kind
of,
but
you were young. You were young. I mean, you were young.
But I never read Milk and Cheese.
Right. Oh.
I didn't read Milk and Cheese until I met Evan Dorkin in 2012 and talked to him for about 40-ish minutes and bought Milk and Cheese.
Maybe it's the other way around.
Maybe. But no, I mean, I never, read that. But when I started doing more mashup art was when I did some prints. I ran out and I went down to like the photo booth at a freaking FedEx office that spits out 4x6s.
Yeah.
And I started selling 4x6s of all my art. And that was it. And like the small ones. And then I was like, oh, this actually sells. And so my volume of personal stuff shrunk and mashup stuff grew.
Yeah.
But
I made the most money when I did all of those Firefly and Doctor Who ones.
Yeah,
that's when I made the most.
Well, my like Fairly Odd Parents,
right? Yeah. But then, if you plan to sell your art, people want shit that they recognize. They want, oh, I love it. I'm a big fan of this property or whatever.
Gene was going to get a thought out, and we totally cut him off. So anyway, go. What were you going to say?
Well, just I've been in Artist Alley a couple times. I'm not an artist at all, but I wrote some comics that I ended up self-publishing, and it was a bitch because not having an artist with me. The most common question is, did you draw these? No? Okay, bye. But only having the comics to sell.
Came up with the entire plot and the words. Yeah, okay.
And then I paid. Yeah, exactly. You made the concept. But it's tough. And I understand the need to make money at these shows because it's damned expensive to go to a con. Orlando's only 3 hours for me. And going to a con, getting a motel, all the crap, getting your table, paying for your table, eating, and getting back and forth, it's almost impossible to make your money back just selling a couple independent comics.
Yeah,
right. No,
it's almost impossible.
Art's just as bad. I shared a room with Tony Cordos at SuperCon, and I did 4 days over 4th of July weekend. So I took 4 days of my own personal time, and I broke 100% even down the line. I could have sat on my ass at home and done nothing, and made this. And done exactly the same. Yeah. I mean, I got the experience out of it, but I also got the stress and the driving and everything else.
Well, and as a vendor, I'm sure you're not experiencing a lot of the con because you have to sit your ass at your booth. I mean, like,
oh, absolutely, yeah.
It's not like you get to even count it as like, well, I got free passes in, so that you could fucking work. Like, you're not hanging out.
But
I also want to bring around to the AI thing again. Like you were just saying, when you were trying to sell your indie books and you didn't have the artist with you or whatever, but like, I remember when you were doing like Kickstarter shit or whatever, and like just the coordinating the time and getting all the shit with the artist and actually having them do it and all that. Like, if you are a writer, like kind of like Swit was saying, who can't draw shit, you could literally keep prompting and tweaking the prompts and get the pictures you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see the issue with using AI art for that purpose if you're acknowledging that's what you're doing. My biggest problem with the AI thing is that there were some artists who are taken to a moral level. Like it's immoral to use this art. Now, to me, I get that. I understand what you're saying, but if you're
What
making
makes
money
it
selling,
Because they're
if,
stealing.
but if you're selling Deadpool prints, a character you don't own, there's no difference. There's no one is not less or more immoral than the other.
Honestly,
So
I just sort of like thought of a parallel that might make it easier for people to accept, like especially writers using it, whatever. It's that like, okay, so you do really need to know how to fucking feed prompts in to get what you want.
Mhm.
I mean, it's not like there's no skill involved there. It's no different than like I did tech support for fucking years, right? It's just tech support jobs are just being able to fucking Google better than somebody else.
Pretty much.
Because you as a tech may have run into, like, if it's a common problem people are calling about, but for the most part, it's always weird shit and you have to look it up.
Research.
Like there's no, you're not just like, oh yeah, fucking yeah. So I'm just better at Googling than your mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I also feel that I also think the AI has no heart. There's some great images; they look friggin' awesome. But I mean, I've seen AI art, I've looked at it, but what's hanging on my wall is a print that I bought from Steve like 10 years ago of Beetle and Booster. That's still hanging on my wall.
Love that.
Yeah.
I still sell t-shirts of that.
I want that shirt, man. How much for a 3X? I'm in fact 2X.
It's on TeePublic, I think, still. But
I'll take a look.
You know what? And that's an example, like going back to Mikey, of like I made that as a print because I made that as a shirt for me because I wanted, I wanted a shirt of that, which is funny because I had it and I was sitting across from Kevin McGuire the entire time of that at MegaCon, and I was like, dude, like Kevin McGuire's up there for me for artists, like absolutely gorgeous stuff.
As he should be.
But if you guys want to look at somebody who wields a AI prompts like a sword, look up Trent Troop. It's one of my friends. He's an incredibly skilled digital artist, and I mean he's good. This is before AI hit. He's a good 3D modeler. I buy half my 3D model transformer add-on shit was all from stuff he made. All my Ghostbuster packs are from shit he made. But he's a modeler. He can do background. So he's a talented artist, but he can wield AI prompts like absolute madness. And he does Midjourney, and he literally iterates stuff until he gets it to the way he wants. And people don't realize that, like Chris said, there's a definite science to it where you can get something that looks amazing. You can get mediocre. You can get something that looks awesome, but when you look at it, you're like, six fingers, shit like that. But he's been doing like dinosaur-based shit where it's like, and he's been doing different styles and everything. He's got one up there that's like a picture of a dog wearing like fucking clothes and shit. As one of his last posts, and it's just like, it's absolutely just bonkers stuff. What he's doing.
Like Gene was saying, like, there's a human element, there's like the heart to it or whatever. But digital art looks different than fucking painted art, and like oils look different than watercolors and feel differently. It's no different. Like AI art feels like fucking AI art. Like somebody's sitting down with a fucking Wacom and shit and like, drawing crisp, clean lines as opposed to fucking, going over like roughs and shit looks different. It feels different. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just another fucking style.
The thing about
people who fucking bitch about the like, but it takes, bits and pieces and throws them all together, still go to like an EDM festival and don't give a fuck about the fact that like 3 songs are layered or people sampling in music. It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know what I've been loving is the guy who does the behind the scenes for movies we've never seen.
I was going to say the thing that blows my mind about the AI.
I don't know either.
But shoot me a link.
The thing that blows my mind about some of the AI stuff that I've seen is like the lighting that they get, and like the how some things are like closer to camera and it blurs out, and they look so real. Like it
because you can apply logic to it easier than an artist.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like I was
that's
curious to
coming,
mess with it, but
Do it.
I've got a ton of Green Hornet scripts written that I'm never going to
Let's
get
do
around to
'em.
drawing. So maybe I'll do it that way.
Yeah, and then I'll take the sales approach and pitch it to people.
Right.
We'll get it going.
Well, he's not public domain yet. He won't be public domain for another
no,
like
but we
7 years
we
or
have to
something.
go to the right place.
I put it in the chat.
All right.
I can't believe you haven't seen this, Chris.
Like, is that the same guy that there was a guy that did like a Masters of the Universe movie one, and it looks better than the actual Masters of the Universe. I mean,
Yes.
that's not saying much, but it looks better than that.
Yeah, and he does like just crazy like movies and shit we've never seen before. Like, but it's
Yeah.
all you know, it's all AI prompt.
Yeah.
So they had all.
So is this the
4
one with the behind the scenes shit for stuff that didn't exist? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They had all 4 Hobbits at Steel City Con this weekend, by the way. They had all like Elijah
Well,
Wood was there.
Yeah, no. So like because that's all the fan expo shit, like they're all contracted for like a million fucking shows, whatever. But they were down at MegaCon too. They had the whole fucking Hobbit group pictures and shit. That's where like all the the View Askew shit like they were too, for Clerks. Like they're on 30 show tour or whatever they said.
Oh,
It looks like-
speaking of Orlando, Transformers Con is October of next year. Down there.
Okay, so we should definitely be able to get that shit set up for you because
Yeah,
I'll
we
have to have
come to
you
reach
come.
out.
You should be a guest, honestly.
You know what? I actually was going to be a guest before I moved. I was going to do a panel down there, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
Like I had a panel about custom toys.
Oh, that's right. I do remember you had and then they went online with it or whatever.
They went online because of COVID and canceled. And I missed my shot.
No,
at 15.
No,
But if
your
you're-
custom shit especially will get you in there. No problem.
Well, if you're on a show like this, I used to get press passes for every con there was. You just have to ask
same.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, we did.
You
We did it
I
for
was
Steel
saying
City. Yeah, Steel City last time. They don't ever give out press passes. And Chris is like,
really?
well,
Oh, really?
I didn't pay for a
So-
con for like 10 years when I was doing the show.
Yeah, no, we don't pay for guns.
I got
That's
a
right.
golden tongue. Sizzle, baby.
Nice.
Sizzle.
Golden tongue.
Speaking of Google and your mother and golden tongues.
Yeah, Carmichael there sent me a lewd text the other. Or,
Wait,
DM.
Yeah, you fucking did.
Hold on. Was it Carmichael or was it Chris?
You're damn right he
Carmichael's
did.
Profile?
I don't know, but either way,
That
I
fucking
like
degenerate.
Hold up, Mikey. Let me ask
He
you.
said
this.
either way he liked it. See?
Okay, fine. Did it sound like me? That's what you gotta ask yourself.
I don't know, man. I don't. It might have been. It might have sounded like you. You might have a
Listen.
secret life I don't know about. I don't know.
Mikey.
It did not sound like you.
I mean, this guy is always texting his wife's friends asking for butthole pictures.
Am I really?
Always. He's just random with it too.
You're the reason my phone is only unlocked by thumbprint.
God.
we got a new Alexa plug. That you can tell
Yeah.
Alexa to turn your lights on and off.
Damn, do we
Sorry.
have plugs now?
Well, they are. So you can
Jam it up in there. You can be like,
you can, you can set the call words for it to whatever you want, but you can do a bunch of them for the same thing. So I have like ho 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 and bah humbug, turn it on and off the
Nice.
Christmas tree.
dude, that's
But
awesome.
I also had Santa's butthole as one of them. You can be like Alexa, Santa's butthole. But unfortunately, there's a song called Santa's Butthole. So instead of turning the tree on and off, it kicks the song in. So I had
Right,
to
so then
change
you
it.
go, Alexa, Santa's butthole, ho ho ho, and then boom, the lights come on, the song comes on. It's a whole production.
Somebody said change it to Santa's anus instead, and so that works.
Okay.
But
Sweet needs
See,
to run,
she's on top of shit already.
Sweet needs to run a production on Broadway, man, with all these stage directions you got going on.
there you go.
I want to see
I
Santa.
want-
Butthole.
get-
I want to see Santa's
Speaking of
butthole.
Broadway, I want tickets to go see Back to the Future the musical. I don't care how good or bad it is.
It's I got Zoe the CD for her birthday. It's pretty cool.
Is it?
Is it good?
Please tell me there's a song called Great Scott.
I don't think so. There's one called It Works, which is really fun. It's cool.
I just want to say,
Is it his
It
legs?
doesn't look to me on the camera like Mikey's wearing a Santa hat so much as
No, it looks like a
it
parliament.
looks like a fucking parlor wig, right?
Yeah.
What's a parlor wig?
Like the powder wigs.
The powders and the judges and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're these
He does.
cut
That's
it
all
off,
I've been seeing
Oh,
that whole
yeah.
time. Like he's in fucking cologne.
and you're wearing a white shirt, so it's like a little
Yeah.
parliament wig with black robes and
Yeah.
like a little white.
He's in
you
fucking
see some-
colonial gear over here.
Yeah, I mean, I can't.
God
You know,
save the queen.
I have to put the headphones on. We can't have the whole house hearing this nonsense.
Why not?
Wait,
I get enough. I go upstairs. My
daughter.
daughter's gonna be like, "Dad, you said the F word 3 times." Like she's gonna give me. I'm gonna have to put money in the jar.
Oh yeah.
The
Zoe's
jar-
I
very
didn't realize you let a
particular.
15-year-old
Zoe's very
control your
particular
life. I'm
about the
sorry.
bad words. She doesn't like the bad words. So
Good for
I-
her. God damn it.
That's right.
Oh, I'm.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That is
Whereas-
right.
Whereas I get yelled at for saying butthole outside of the house. I'm good in the house,
You're-
but when I'm outside of the house, my daughter's like, "You said a potty word." But when I'm in the house, because we're allowed to say them in the house, and
See,
in
that's where
Oh,
you,
okay.
that's where you fucked up. See, my kids, we don't have potty words or bad words. They're grown-up words.
Yep.
And
That's
they're
how
regular
That's how I
words.
do it.
Grown-up words you can't say until you're grown up. So it doesn't matter
See,
what daddy fucking
You have to
says.
have your first college degree before you can say cunt.
see, we don't we do the opposite where Sebastian can say anything he wants. I mean, without being like to anybody, but like he swears under his breath, and I don't blink and I just let it go because if
Yeah.
I do, it just gives it power.
Yeah.
And so
That's a really good point.
Jane.
And-
occasionally
yeah, and so,
drops a
like-
hard R.
yeah, but you
Oh my god. Hold on.
I mean,
That
that
doesn't
is what
surprise me.
Sebastian's muttering under his breath, right?
no, but he's dropped F bombs and S bombs, and as long as I don't react to them and I give him no power,
Right.
he also knows when not to use them at school and in front of like other parents, and so
Exactly.
I'm okay with it because the minute I make it taboo, the minute that
Yeah. Then
it
he's
gets
gonna want to
power.
say it all the time. I mean, my mom literally, when I was growing up, was like, I'm not an idiot. I know you're gonna swear with your friends or whatever. And if I hear about it or I hear it, then it's your ass, basically. So like, don't swear where I'm not supposed to. No, But and I do the same kind of thing with my daughter.
Yeah,
It's
but
funny,
my
she,
kids.
well, his kids, I want to get him in trouble. But it's funny though, because like the other day, my daughter was playing some squad based fucking something on fucking Roblox, and she's like raid leading basically, right? And as somebody's like running through, I hear her in the other room. She's like shit. Like as it's going like, and I'm like, okay, yeah, no, that fits, that tracks, and that's probably how you should be using it.
Hey,
But
guy,
she
I
knows not
am
to do
so
that at
sorry.
school. She always, I'm like, tell your teacher fuck herself, and she's like, no, I'm in trouble.
I got to cut in for a second.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how long this was going to run, but I kind of have to go.
Oh,
So-
come on.
So is this
I
your last
know, I
sale?
know.
So for everyone, go to Gene's page and buy his comics.
Yes,
Yes. Yee!
there are. What's some of the
Yeah.
cooler shit you have, real quick?
Earlier when I ran away, I went to grab 2 comics. I got
Okay.
this old Batman shit,
Yeah.
old Spider-Man shit.
Ooh.
Oh,
And they're not bagged and boarded.
Well, they're not, because when I take the pictures, I don't bag and board them. I take them out because they get shiny and
Glare,
gloss and all that
glare.
crap.
They get
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
You gotta whip them out when you take photos. I get it. That's fine.
Exactly.
There.
But yeah, take a look at the
There-
page.
that's my AI appropriated Chris humor.
Nice.
I'm
Hit me up about that Batman book, and
I will.
we'll make that happen.
I will.
But I'm so sorry. I'll come on again if you want. Whenever, just let me know.
Yeah, man, do
Yeah,
it.
that's fine, man.
Because we have
Yeah.
folks who can't always make it, so
Yeah.
it's nice to
And we
have.
gotta have
that.
a
I'll
revolving
slip
door.
in when it happens.
What we're gonna do?
Nice.
even when it doesn't.
All right, cool,
All right,
gentlemen.
Jimmy, good to
Happy
have you, man.
holidays.
Hey,
Yep,
thanks,
talk
man.
soon.
Thanks,
Nice to
Gene.
meet
Thank
you.
you.
Nice to
You
meet
too.
you. Thanks.
Yes.
And yeah, I think that's probably
What a
good,
dick! No.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Oh, he'll come back if we want. Smug.
Ooh.
He's
Look
got
at
face.
me. I'm so busy. I could do whatever I want. Oh my god.
Oh, wait.
Thank you, Homer Simpson.
I'm grown up.
This is from the guy that has errands that his wife has him doing.
I'm gonna add him as a friend, and he's gonna have to deal with my crap from now on.
Yeah, you're just gonna keep buying shit all the time. Like I'll take all.
Gene's good people.
Yeah, he
I've
is.
known,
And
I've
honestly,
known
if you
Gene
are
for
gonna
like
grab
a
more than one
while.
thing, I would do it once.
Yeah.
To
Yeah,
save
man.
on shipping, people.
I always think it's funny is like Mikey brings somebody on, I know who it is. Chris and John bring somebody on, I know who it is.
I
Yeah.
know.
And
That's
like,
cool.
but nobody knows each other, and I'm
That's
just like,
super cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
'Cause
super
you're
cool.
you're the fucking linchpin. You're the whole.
The
I'm the-
linchpin.
I'm the glue.
You're the fucking soul of this thing, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
The soul. Let your soul glow. Yeah, man.
I've got another 5 minutes, anyways.
Yeah,
I
I can't stick around very much longer. But I was supposed to do something for work today, but I
everybody's all
never.
like,
heard
I did.
anything.
I've been doing
I have stuff to do too, guys. Don't worry. I'm not a total fucking loser. I got shit to do as well. I can't stick around for 4 hours straight.
Dude.
I've been doing trainings all day yesterday and today.
Rub it in, motherfucker. Just rub it in. You know.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm
My-
a grown up. I have income.
No, my boss is like, this was the worst week ever, and I was like, okay.
Why
She's
was
like,
it the
you-
worst?
Is this as bad as it gets? So what is
No, I
he
just they use the phrase "drinking from the fire hose" to excuse lack of like structured training on anything.
Gotcha.
So like, here's a whole new back end system you have to learn, and here's a whole new front end system you have to learn, and you have to be a genius at both.
Yeah.
So
Where that's similar where I am actually. It's just only I have to invent the process and the.
Yeah, he likes
Yeah.
to macro his whole shit.
Yeah.
I did trainings, and the trainings are fun. It's actually the product we're using is fun, and they're right. I wasn't catching on fast enough because I was trying to do the emails so much that I let my training slide for the project management side, and so if I don't have one up, then they're not going to work. So
What are you using? What's your project management software?
we're using Rike, which is a terrible name. It's WRIKE.
Okay.
I can't stand the name.
Well,
I
this
keep
is not the
thinking.
third one,
I think it's like what version are we on? The third. But it's honestly a absolutely bonkers, crazy good, like project management software.
Yeah.
You could use it for the fucking show. Like seriously, it's amazing for it's
Is it open
like-
source?
yeah. I don't know. I haven't dug that deep into it, but it's like
Not now.
you've got spaces, which are like your groups, and then you've got projects, folders, and tasks in it. So like if you're setting up fucking podcasts,
Yeah.
you can literally like go through, but it's WRIKE.
So
and then-
John,
That's the same as what we're
Sure.
using something called
Third
pipe-
Reich project
pipeline.
management.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Find the juice.
and the training is entertaining enough where you're not going out of your skull doing it, and it's super intuitive. So like I've been doing trainings, but it's not like I'm so bored I want to kill myself over them.
Are you gonna check on him, or are you just gonna let him die? Like
Let him
what?
die.
He's all right. He's
Like
Yeah.
Mike. He's always so concerned.
I just was like, he's choking to death next to you. Like
Hey, I was dying just
Like-
down the road. Did I get any fucking special treatment?
you did. We
No, you didn't.
Well,
messaged-
we tried. You went
Yeah.
incognito and ignored everybody. So
Yeah.
you tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
we
dare
tried.
you not
All right, maybe
respond to your
then.
Facebook
All right.
messages when
But
you
you
were
guys
half
didn't
dead?
make like a
Yeah.
tribute show in case I died that week.
No, we
If you
did.
died,
We
would
did.
have made a tribute show. But
Yeah, we were waiting for it.
because you're lazy.
You wouldn't have heard about it.
You had to go and not die, so we had to cancel all
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, you deleted it.
We were gonna do one of those things where we get all of like we were gonna
We
get
had,
like, a
like-
bunch of musicians
Like
to come
Sarah
on. and-
McLachlan.
We had like Sarah McLachlan ready to go with like arms of an angel and pictures of you in a carousel.
Yep.
I think we should do a Chris is Not Dead episode and still lead with that as the intro,
Right.
That would be really funny.
like celebration of life.
It should just be like, we should have a still photo of him. It should say like Chris Eggers, 19
Yeah.
whatever dash, nothing.
We should just make a bunch for everyone, and when they can't show up on the show, it's just a running gag. in memory of those who can't be with us now, and then just run that
Those are
every
no
show.
longer with us.
You know what that reminds me? That reminds me of those the SNL skits that were like music festivals, and they were like oh god, what was his name? Moynihan, Bobby Moynihan played some character, and they would always show him as dead or whatever. Never mind. Never.
Instead of the birth date end date, it's just like missed episode, blah 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 blah.
That's right. That's right.
It's
All
like
right,
an end of the year run. You could do that for New Year's and just go to the shows and be like, not in it, and do like a nice,
missed which episodes.
Listen, you fancy lads. Is that what it was? Fancy lads?
Yeah, fancy
Okay.
lads.
All right, fancy lads. Yeah, I
I'm gonna head out.
gotta go.
Go fuck your wife.
But I think Dave would have been proud of
Me
this
too.
because we kind of stayed on
Yeah.
task.
You're
Yeah.
gonna go fuck Mikey's wife as well. You guys are just on other sides of the basement from each other.
Yeah,
I'm like knocking on the door. I'm like, I'm here with my neutrona wand. Oh wait,
Right.
this is for you, Mikey.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting that I paid you a bunch of money for that.
I have it. It's in the box.
Left and
The,
right.
the I need a pack, and they're stupid expensive, man. They're just stupid expensive. So that's never
Dude,
gonna
the
happen.
Spirit ones aren't.
Spirit
Yeah,
ones
they
are
are.
70
Yeah, they
bucks.
are.
They're 70 bucks.
Where?
Son, we'll be back.
In
And also
season.
catch it at the fucking end of the season, and you get it for half off too.
You get
Uh,
20%
Right,
off.
hold on. Yeah, I guess let's say.
So I
All
gotta
right,
wait.
well,
I
we're
gotta
gonna
wait until
cut,
October.
here, guys. We're gonna, I guess, say goodnight. It's
Thanks
been
for
only an hour and a
everything.
halfor. This is a quick one.
Yeah, it was.
Thanks for everything,
Speaking of quick
lads.
ones, you guys go take care of your wives, man,
Yeah,
or each
no.
other's wives. I don't
Or each
judge.
other. We don't judge.
Yeah,
That's why I had the Santa hat on. I have let me talk to your manager hair going on. So
nice.
so we have
What
to
are you?
Now you're.
It really does.
Hold on.
What are you, Garth Brooks now?
Mikey
Mikey,
Karen Wood. Yeah.
Mikey
That's right. I
James?
look like a carrot. Right. I need to. It's like.
and
it's like-
you had the Karen attitude today. It's all from the haircut.
Yeah.
I was so mad at the internet today.
I know.
I was angry at the internet. All right, I'm gonna log off. So
all right, man.
thanks
Yep,
for
same.
all you do.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Hey, you guys should hit up the Fierce Comics guys, and see if they ever want to come on.
Like Rob and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I've known Rob for fucking ever.
Well, longer than me, I'm sure.
We're still
Oh
But-
yeah, literally.